Welcome to Headphone News, Greater Toronto edition for Wednesday, November 27, 2024.
Ticket scam targets Taylor Swift fans in Toronto. A woman from Burlington, Ontario, has been charged with fraud for selling fake tickets to Taylor Swift's concerts. Denise Tizer allegedly used a fake name on Facebook Marketplace to trick fans into buying tickets for 6 shows at the Rogers Centre in Toronto. Victims lost nearly $70,000 CAD, which is about $51,700 USD. Tizer collected payments but did not deliver real tickets. The Toronto Police Service arrested her on November 25, 2023. She faces multiple charges and is scheduled to appear in court on January 10, 2025. Authorities are urging fans to be cautious when purchasing tickets online.
Shooting incident on Highway 401 in Mississauga. Early on November 26, 2024, a shooting incident took place on Highway 401 in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. A man armed with a handgun fired at several vehicles around 5 a.m. Multiple 911 calls alerted authorities to the situation. The Ontario Provincial Police, known as OPP, responded and classified the suspect as armed and dangerous. Following the shooting, the suspect stole a vehicle and fled the area. This stolen vehicle was later discovered abandoned in Etobicoke. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries reported. The OPP issued a public warning, advising everyone to remain vigilant and to report any sightings of the suspect.
Ottawa Police report success in community outreach strategy. The Ottawa Police Service reported encouraging results from the Community Outreach Response and Engagement Strategy, known as CORE. Since its launch in June 2024, this initiative has increased police foot patrols in high-crime areas, leading to a 17.9% drop in calls for service and a 4.62% decrease in crime rates. Neighborhoods like Byward Market and Rideau Street have seen significant improvements. Despite these successes, Ottawa is grappling with a public health crisis, with 188 overdose deaths recorded in 2023. Preliminary figures for 2024 show 244 suspected overdose fatalities, raising serious concerns about community safety.
Homelessness crisis in Waterloo region. A recent point-in-time count found that 2,371 individuals are homeless in the Waterloo region of Ontario, Canada. This marks a significant increase from the 1,085 reported in 2021. Chronic homelessness has risen at an alarming average rate of 28% each year since 2020. Local leaders, including Cambridge's mayor, are searching for solutions to manage encampments and tackle this growing crisis. A recent court ruling restricts the clearing of encampments until enough shelter beds are available. Community health services are concerned that clearing these encampments disrupts access to vital care for vulnerable individuals. This situation underscores the urgent need for affordable housing and better support services in the region.
Canada plans changes to refugee system. On November 26, 2024, Canada's Immigration Minister Mark Miller announced plans to reform the refugee system. The proposed changes may expedite the rejection of asylum claims that appear unlikely to succeed. This announcement comes as Canada faces a record number of refugee claims, with more than 260,000 cases pending. Experts express concerns that these changes could undermine the rights of asylum seekers. Prime Minister Trudeau has also adjusted the government's approach to immigration, vowing to reduce the number of new arrivals. Advocates for migrants are urging for improved resources to address the increasing backlog of claims.
Ontario government proposes closure of drug consumption sites. The Ontario government has introduced a bill to close 10 supervised consumption sites, including 5 located in Toronto. This legislation seeks to ban any drug consumption sites within 200 meters of schools or daycares. Instead of these closures, the government plans to establish 19 new treatment hubs for homelessness and addiction recovery, along with 375 supportive housing units. The estimated cost for this initiative is $378 million Canadian dollars, which is approximately $280 million United States dollars. Critics, including health advocates and opposition leaders, claim that the fast tracking of this bill skips essential public hearings and disregards community feedback. Posters opposing the closures have surfaced across Toronto, highlighting significant community resistance to the proposed changes.
Former fire captain faces sentencing for murder of wife. James Schwalm, a former fire captain with Brampton Fire and Emergency Services in Ontario, Canada, is facing a potential 22-year prison sentence for the murder of his wife, Ashley. This tragic incident took place on January 26, 2023, when Ashley's burned body was found in an SUV in the Blue Mountains. James strangled Ashley in their home in Collingwood and then tried to make her death appear accidental. Family members shared emotional victim impact statements in court, expressing their deep trauma and feelings of betrayal. Ashley's brother described her as a loving mother whose life was taken due to her husband's selfish actions. During the court proceedings, the Crown prosecutor recommended a sentence of 21 to 22 years before parole eligibility, highlighting the brutal nature of the crime. In contrast, the defense requested a minimum of 13 to 14 years, arguing that James showed remorse and took responsibility for his actions. The judge, Michelle First, is set to announce the final sentence on February 10, 2025. This case raises serious concerns about domestic violence and its impact on families and communities, underscoring the need for better support systems for victims and their loved ones.
McDonald's development proposal denied in Ontario. On November 26, 2024, the Upper Thames River Conservation Authority rejected a proposal to build a McDonald's drive-through restaurant in northeast London, Ontario. The proposed site at 1310 Adelaide Street North and 795 Windermere Road raised serious safety concerns about access during potential flooding. The Conservation Authority stated that the development would violate existing flood hazards policy designed to protect public health and safety. Earlier in February 2024, the City Council approved the project despite warnings from the Conservation Authority and city planners about the high flood risk in the area near the Thames River. The Conservation Authority owns the land, which the City of London manages, and requires approval for any commercial development. Royal Premier Developments President, Farhad Nouri, claimed that significant efforts had been made to meet safety requirements, including consultations with the fire department. Nouri argued that engineering studies showed the site would be safe and flood-proofed. However, Joe Gordon, the regulation coordinator for the Conservation Authority, pointed out that while the development would not increase flood risks, existing flooding issues in the area still posed a concern. Historical records indicate that the property was completely submerged during a major flood in 2018. This decision reflects broader concerns about urban development in flood-prone areas and its impact on local safety and environmental management. The developer can appeal the decision to the Ontario Land Tribunal within 90 days.
Sheridan College suspends programs amid funding issues. Sheridan College, located in Ontario, Canada, has announced the suspension of 40 programs and a review of 27 others due to ongoing underfunding and new federal limits on international student permits. This decision aims to help the college maintain financial sustainability. The institution anticipates a 30% decline in enrollment, which could result in a revenue loss of approximately $112 million in the upcoming fiscal year. Other colleges in Ontario are also experiencing similar challenges, with some announcing job and program cuts. The Ministry of Colleges and Universities has stated that funding for post-secondary institutions is currently at an all-time high, having invested $1.3 billion earlier this year.
Toronto begins construction on affordable housing project. On November 27, 2024, city officials and developers broke ground on a major mixed-use development at 50 Wilson Heights Boulevard in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This project will convert a former commuter parking lot into a community with 1,484 residential homes, including 520 affordable rental units. It is part of the Housing TO 2020-2030 Action Plan, which aims to tackle the city's urgent need for affordable housing by utilizing city-owned land. Mayor Chow highlighted the significance of this initiative, stating it represents a shift from a previously stagnant housing situation to active development. The project will also feature 444 condominiums and a range of 1 to 3 bedroom rental homes for residents of various income levels. Key community amenities will include a childcare center, community spaces, retail options, and a public park. Construction is expected to start in spring 2025, with residents moving in by early 2029. This initiative is part of a larger goal to create 65,000 new rent-controlled homes in Toronto by 2030, addressing the increasing demand for affordable housing in the city. The collaboration of developers Tridel, Greenwin, and Kingset Capital underscores a commitment to enhancing livability and accessibility in Toronto.
Toronto Airport prepares for winter weather. Toronto Pearson International Airport in Ontario, Canada, is gearing up for winter by boosting staff and enhancing equipment to manage snow and ice effectively. The Greater Toronto Airports Authority is adding 17 new workers to the airfield maintenance team, which now includes about 180 employees responsible for clearing 5 million square meters of runways, aprons, and taxiways. The airport accommodates around 900,000 travelers each week. New equipment, such as snowplows and de-icing vehicles, will help keep runways safe. Additionally, the airport is adopting technology to improve operations and provide real-time updates to pilots. These steps aim to minimize flight delays and ensure passenger safety during winter storms.
Trends in Toronto's luxury real estate market. A recent report from Max shows that Toronto's luxury real estate market is moving in a different direction than the general market. While overall prices are expected to stay stable, luxury properties are seeing significant price tags and increased sales. A home in the affluent Bridle Path neighborhood is listed for $29 million CAD, and another property is available for rent at $60,000 CAD per month. A unique residence with 17,000 square feet recently sold for $13 million CAD, with the current owners spending $8 million CAD on renovations. The luxury market has experienced a 4% increase in sales for homes priced over $4 million CAD. Experts predict a slight overall price increase of 0.1% for the Toronto real estate market, but the luxury segment continues to attract buyers with its unique offerings. That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's Headphone News. News summary brought to you by AI.